Hi guys, today I'm going to answer a question about how to avoid that hole in the top of your cone. There was also a question about someone who said they got lumpy clay inside their clay after coning for a long time, and my suspicion is the answer to both of these questions is the same. One of the answers about the lumpy clay could just be not wedging enough before you get to the wheel, but I'm just going to assume they've already wedged their clay. So one of the things that happens a lot with coning, I'm just going to flatten the top here so that it happens to me. If you've got a flat top here and you go ahead and you try and cone, you get this hole right here. And that hole, when you close it up, is gonna have a lot of trapped air, and that's gonna be bumps all over your pot. So it's gonna make it really hard to throw with. So what I'm gonna do real quick to resolve that is I'm gonna take my hand on top and I'm gonna not just go flat down, but I'm gonna tilt my hand and go on the corner here. Whoop, it got kind of dry. I'm going to go on the corner here and then I'm going to push down on this edge. So now do you notice that the middle part of my clay is the tallest part. So now I'm ready to cone, and I'll show you the difference. I'm going to go ahead and grab on the sides. I got my hands on my splash pan. I'm going to travel in, squeezing that clay between my hands. And now I'm going to come up here and squeeze it some more. So now that's coned up. Now let's go ahead and cone that down. Actually, I'm going to cone it in a little bit more at the base. All right, so now we're going to cone this down. And I've talked a little bit about this before, but we're going to talk about it again. So I'm just going to push this over. Notice my wheel isn't going crazy fast. If it goes too fast, you lose control. So I'm pushing it over with my right hand, and my left hand is guiding. My hands are very much in contact with each other. So basically get this hand here, but I'm not pushing, I'm just touching. And then my right hand is going to come in and push that over. And as I push it over, it gets lower and lower. It's getting dry again. It goes all the way down. Let's try that again. So I'm going to push down on this edge to get that middle part to be the tallest part. And I'm going to squeeze at the bottom, squeeze at the top. And then you notice I don't have that hole, so it's not going to trap air. And now this hand is in contact. Make sure I get water this time because that caused a lot of drag. So I'm just going to push over, traveling down, down, down. And then once we're at the bottom, my hand does sort of come to the top of the piece of clay, and I'm easing my pressure away, and I have a nice centered mound of clay.